This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
I've never felt like this before. It's like you just get me. I feel like my true self with you. Does that sound crazy? And it doesn't hurt that you're gorgeous. Okay, that's it. I'm taking you home with me. I mean, you can't find shoes this good just anywhere. Find a shoe for every you from brands you love, like Birkenstock, Nike, Adidas, and more at your DSW store or DSW.com.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You have a long list of things to deal with. Check dry eye symptoms off with Refresh Relieva PF Extra Lubricant Eye Drops, offering an advanced formula to soothe and hydrate your dry eyes. Refresh Relieva PF Extra includes moisture-locking technology that prevents further irritation and gives you lasting relief. You deserve relief from your dry eye symptoms, and your eyes deserve extra. Find Refresh online or in the eye drop section at all major retailers. FSA and HSA eligible.
We've been running behind all day today. I'm going to try to get us right back on course. I'm just going to go ahead and go into the news right now.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the St. Paul Saints.
I'd like to say thank you to the St. Paul Saints. St. Paul Saints game was postponed due to inclement weather at CHS Field for the second day in a row. The contest against the Norfolk Tides will be made up during a doubleheader on Saturday. Meanwhile, the Saints and Tides have a doubleheader again today.
Sweet.
The first game begins at 5:07. Man, first game at 5:07. They better kick it into high gear, huh? Get 2 games in starting at 5:07. They'll get her done. CHS Field, that's right. SaintsBaseball.com. Thank you, St. Paul Saints.
Hey, Hawk.
Yes, sir.
Where are the Tide from again?
Norfolk.
Say it slowly.
Norfolk. Virginia. That's how it's said. I don't know.
I know. I know that's how it's said, but you got to be real careful when you just drop that L.
You got that right, buddy. You got that right. You got that right.
Yep.
You got that right.
We do your sling blade, Hawk.
But it got in there. It's good to eat. Thank you for that, because I feel happy when I do it, and I don't know why.
You're very good at it.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like what I'm best at. Sleeping, sex, and that.
You sure about that?
Nope. Just hoping somebody go, you know what? You're right.
You're right.
Nope, nobody said a word. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I am French fried tighter. Give me the big uns.
It's so good when he says that.
It is. Okay, everybody be cool. Here's the news. Minneapolis is among the best places for new graduates to start working. Finance website Wallet Hub, which is not what I thought that website was about, recently rated the top 182 cities to start a career based on several key measures involving livability and market strength. That includes the availability of new jobs and stuff like that. Minneapolis was the top city in the state and ranked 11th overall in the United States. Good job.
Great
place to start.
Get a job, you
Great
bum.
places, great faces.
That's not Minnesota.
You know, it should be, though, shouldn't it? I don't see anything about South Dakota in here.
Yeah, good point.
It's a good point.
Thank you.
Boy, I just heard Sioux Falls is booming right now.
It's booming. It is, man.
Booming right now.
Yeah, it is. There's things happening. There's things happening. It's a good place to live and a real option.
This show's huge there.
Yes, it actually is. Yeah, a big Vikings fans, right, Ben?
Oh, yeah, huge.
Huge.
Oh, yeah. Huge. It's a great city, great state.
Huge.
Hey, speaking of fans of the show, yesterday I was at TI for a Twins watch party.
Oh.
This really nice guy came up. He says he's a bus driver. He's been driving bus for a long time. School bus driver.
Yeah.
Sure.
He said, he didn't tell me the other time, but he said he's been written up twice in his bus driving career by the district or whatever.
Sure.
Probably should have asked what the other one was. But the one that he referenced, he said he was listening to the Power Trip Morning Show on the bus when he was driving kids once, and then just kind of lost track of space and time and forgot that he technically shouldn't probably be listening to the Power Trip.
Oh, boy.
It was a day that we were talking about the size of King Kong and Godzilla's Johnsons. And one of the kids went home and asked their parents what Godzilla's Johnson is. and that kid, so that parent says, why is my kid asking questions on the bus about Godzilla's Johnson? And they realized that the bus driver had been listening to the Power Trip Morning Show and he got written up. So he's like, I can't listen to your show when I'm driving the bus anymore. What if we had gotten a guy fired?
Yeah. Well, that would have been terrible.
How loud is he playing this on his bus?
I didn't ask.
Does he have a party bus?
Yeah, right. Does he have a big JBL speaker?
Yeah.
I like thinking of this though. I like that he was so captivated by our comedy that he forgot that 60 kids are also listening to this conversation. We had him so locked in that he lost track that a bunch of second and third graders are going, "What is King Kong's Johnson?" I'm going to ask my mom when I get home.
I'm actually kind of curious what the kids think.
I wonder what his mom answered.
Yeah. I don't know. Go ask your dad.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. So he still works though. So we didn't get him fired. We just got him in.
I'm glad we didn't get him
slight trouble.
Canned. That would have been terrible.
Yeah, honest mistake.
What do you think our answer was? I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
It has to be. What was it? King Kong who?
It was the Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah, it was definitely Godzilla.
Yeah. No, it's King Kong.
No, King Kong. That's why gorillas are so pissed. They got little fangs.
Yeah, but in comparison to a reptile.
Guys,
now we're gonna get some other bus driver ridden.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I'm gonna rescind my vote. You're right. Do you know why?
Why?
I do believe that Godzilla would be a lizard. And they are cold-blooded creatures, and anything cold has a small thing.
Yeah, and they're inside, aren't they?
Yeah, that's
it's got
like an alligator.
But Sauce is a warm-blooded animal, and most of his is inside.
Maybe you're an alligator.
Hawk, how good was the film King Kong versus Godzilla: The New Empire?
Don't make me cry.
So good.
Remember when he has to put his shoulder back in place?
Because he has to stand up and help his buddy.
You're talking about blood sport. That's not...
I'm going to tell you right now, it was the exact same scene, only a giant gorilla and a dinosaur.
Yeah, because the metal Godzilla came out of nowhere, and King Kong, literally, you could see it on his face say, I'm too old for this, but I got to stand up for my buddy.
I'm too old for this blank. And then he knocked his shoulder against a building.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Put it back in place and then got in a fight.
That's 100% a true story. Because metal Godzilla shows up and he's going to kill Godzilla. Oh, yeah. It was great.
There's the damn towel!
It's like the third time Kong's been referenced on the show this week. Because remember we talked about how you and I were flying back and I'm on the brink of tears watching Patton Oswalt's stand-up special and you're like, no, they got to Skull Island. And I'm like, I can see, Paul, I know.
Yeah.
He gave me constant updates about Kong Skull Island on the flight.
Yeah, it was great.
Great film.
Yeah.
You loved it.
Yeah, they're great.
It's hard not to love it.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the news.
Oh, man. Now I'm all choked up. About poor King Kong having to fight.
There's got to be a new one coming out soon.
His mortal enemy, who also is his best friend.
Yeah, correct. And now lover.
It's Apollo and Rocky all over again.
100%.
It's just like history repeats itself.
Throw the damn towel.
Yeah.
You can't win, Rocky. I can't believe she said that to
What
me.
did Rocky say back to her?
What? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cry, but when he says that to her, I just every time it gets me.
You get emotional about it.
A little too close to home.
Yeah, every time. Adrian.
That's all you.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you said it.
Yeah, you're
You
right,
said
Rocky.
it, Rock.
God, great film. All the Rockies are great.
No, not all of them.
The fourth one's the best movie of all time.
Yeah, the fourth one's the best with the best soundtrack ever made.
Oh, God. Yeah, so good.
Huh.
Yeah, the fifth one was really bad.
Yeah, was that Tommy Gunn?
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
Awful. Oh,
Speaking of awful, you want to hear an awful story?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
First of all, the name of this town in New York is Ronkonkoma.
What?
Which sounds dirty, but that's the name of the city. Ronkonkoma. Which sounds also like a disease. Ronkonkoma. Ronkonkoma.
It sounds like an 80s WWF wrestler.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Oh, no, the Ronkonkoma! Whoa. A New Yorker is now charged with manslaughter and sex assault on a human corpse.
Jesus.
Hey, slow down,
Are
Paul.
you judging?
I don't think that he did that.
Slow
I
down.
think that he was like helping people rise from the dead.
Oh.
Yeah, let's see where the story goes.
Let's leave.
Dude, you gotta quit jumping the gun, man. Let the guy finish the story. Let's see where this goes. It might not be as bad as it sounds.
Ronald Schroeder, he's guilty.
Mm-hmm. Silver spoons.
Is that the guy in...
That's Ricky Schroeder.
Yeah, what's Ricky in? Is Ricky still with us?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, well, he's about my age, I guess.
Yeah.
Wasn't he on, like, Celebrity Rehab?
Was he? Ricky Schroeder was?
No.
Was he burning cotton balls on that silver spoon or what?
Could be.
He was in a movie called The Champ.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Dude, that's the one where, boy,
that's
I don't
where-
want a spoiler alert, but that's...
spoiler. The boxer
go ahead.
dies.
He
and you're
dies.
Like, come on, champ.
Come on, champ. Come on, you little bastard.
Yeah, Ricky
watching
Schroeder
that?
cries like crazy because
Yeah.
the dude dies. I
And then-
watched it in school.
And then he comes back to life and punches Ricky in the face.
Yeah, it's a twist ending.
Quit crying, you bitch.
Now everybody knows. You guys spoiled it.
Don't hit me, champ.
All right, so what did Ricky's uncle do? And
That movie's... That's not a real movie, is it?
Of course it is.
Ronald Schroeder was previously indicted in 2024 for concealment of the victim's body. An autopsy determined that Schroeder had done stuff to it after it was passed.
Ugh.
He could face 25 years in prison and should just be put down.
Yeah.
I really want to know, but I kind of don't want to know. Like, what evidence did they find on the corpse or in the corpse?
I'm going to give you one guess, and if you turn around here, I'll show you.
I don't think it was that.
I didn't have to be that aggressive.
No, you don't have to be that aggressive.
Thank God you're not on
I
camera
literally
yet.
looked like I was throwing it at you.
Yeah.
I apologize.
What the hell was Ronnie doing?
Yeah, come on, Ronnie James.
Yeah, Ronald is
Gross.
unless you're serving cheeseburgers, Ronald is not a great name.
No. No, you're right.
What are you, a clown?
A cheeseburger
What do
would
we
be
do
good,
with
though.
people like that?
Shoot him.
I mean,
Yeah.
outside of an execution.
There's
but
just no rehabilitation for that.
I know, but
in all
like you don't
seriousness,
put
you're
them in.
just gone.
You don't put them in jail, though. Do you put them in like at a mental hospital? Right? Like it's a crime, yes, but this is more like you're going to a padded room.
It's a good question. I'm glad I don't have to make the decision, but if I did, I would put them in a jail that was also a mental health facility.
Yes, correct.
All right, because aren't those the kinds of people that get their asses kicked once they get to the general population of a prison anyway?
I don't think kicked is the right word.
Yeah.
Once the rest of the group finds out what they did, I mean, my guess is they don't have a great time
You're not
anyway.
wrong.
No, they'll get broomsticked and it'll be over.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, not good.
Yeah.
Well, Sauce, you're going to do sports next. Follow Ronnie.
Yeah.
All right. Ronnie James?
RJD, rest in peace.
Yeah, why'd you bring that story up?
It's the news, buddy. I can't help it.
Dio's dead?
RJD.
Sauce
R.I.P.
with sports after this Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistant's assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Get this. Adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/iHeart. Greenlight.com/iHeart.
So you want to start a business? You might think you need a team of people and fancy tech skills, but listen to me when I say you don't. You just need GoDaddy Aero. I'm Walton Goggins, an actor. And I like the sound of starting my own business, Walton Goggins Goggle Glasses. But I couldn't do this on my own. GoDaddy Aero uses AI to create everything you need to grow a business. It'll make you a unique logo. It'll create a custom website. It'll write social posts for you and even set you up with a social media calendar. How cool is that? Well, listen to this. For a limited time, you can get Aero All Access for just $1 a week for 12 weeks. We're talking all the AI power of GoDaddy Aero plus a domain, e-commerce store, payments, professional email, a unified inbox, all for less money than I spend on deep tanning lotion while sunbathing off the Amalfi Coast. You know what that sounds like? A plan. Get started at GoDaddy.com. Terms apply.
You want the best for your child. K-12 can help them gain the skills they need to reach their full potential while giving you the support you need to get them there. K-12-powered schools are tuition-free, accredited online public schools for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. Their state-certified teachers make online learning interactive and engaging, allowing your child to learn at their pace from the safety of home. Join the more than 3 million families who have chosen K-12. Go to k12.com/podcast today to learn more. That's k12.com/podcast.
Hi. Here we are, Power Trip Morning Show. Yeah, lots going on. And we just got sexier. Cy Amundson has made his way into the studio.
I don't think Cy cares for our brick background.
Well, it's because he feels like he's got to do comedy now because it's definitely a comedy show in there now.
Yeah. Cy, you're not a big fan of this background or what?
No, I love it. I think anytime you can get Fathead into your studio to paint a wall, I think that's a good thing.
Sauce didn't do that.
Oh, hey, Chris, that sucks. Which one of your cousins would you marry?
He'd marry a few of them.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love brick, especially when it's a sticker.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it looks good.
It looks realistic, doesn't it?
I think it's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cy, welcome to the show, man. Good to see you.
Hey, it's so nice to be here.
Yeah.
You don't seem to mean that.
No, I do. I just was trying to. I like to tune in on the ride in, so I know what I'm getting myself into. And I turned the moment I turned it on, it was which cousin would we marry?
Yeah.
So then I had to think about that for the whole car ride, and I think the answer is Brian. I think he's got the best job. He waited a long time to have kids, so I think he's got a nice amount of savings, and I'm not worried about an attraction developing. So I think Brian's a no-brainer for me.
You want to introduce me to Brian?
Yeah.
No, thank you. I think he's a cut above you, Chris. No offense.
None taken.
All right, Sauce, you want to do sports?
Sure.
Show Cy how it's done. That's how it's done.
I'm going to hit the intro. Are you ready?
Yeah, man.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around, your TimberTech deck building contractor.
Hey, what happened? The Pacers beat the Knicks 138-135. That game went to overtime and an unbelievable 2-point shot by Tyrese Halliburton at the buzzer. He thought it was a 3-pointer. It turned out to be a 2-pointer. But the Knicks, at one point in the fourth quarter, led 119-105 with 2:50 left in the game, and they lost. Tyrese Halliburton had 31, Cat had 35 in the loss. The Pacers lead the series 1-0.
I mean, yeah, the Knicks were up by 8 with 30-something seconds to go.
11.
It doesn't even seem like it's possible.
People are going to realize who haven't seen the Pacers before. You know, everybody, you remember when Trey came into the league in Atlanta and everybody thought he was going to be Steph, and he's not. He's just boring. I knew you'd know what I was talking about, Hog. Halliburton's as close to Steph, and he's the most fun guy. I love Ant. He's my favorite dude to watch, but Halliburton's the most fun guy in the playoffs. He's so incredibly fun to watch, and their team is so deep. I mean, they got 8-9 guys who play two-way. It's outrageous.
Yeah, but do you realize how boring a Pacers, Thunder...
Not if you like basketball. Here's the thing. I get the storyline with the Knicks is better. I understand that.
Just market size alone. I think just name recognition.
Out. Horn.
What's going
on?
on?
Can we get somebody to sweep Ben off the stage? He's right. I just want to fight against that. I'm so tired of that. The NBA is entering into this new era of because of the shelf and the caps and everything, where if you look at all the teams that are succeeding, they are the teams that have been built organically, have prioritized draft picks, and have prioritized building their benches. And that is an opportunity with related to comedy. Comics don't have to live in LA or New York anymore. Most of your favorite comics now live in the city they want to live in. Who cares about the market? Nobody cares about New York. Nobody cares about LA. I get it's good if those teams are good, but this is as big of I don't know. I'm out on that. I think if you put the best players in, the problem is Shea is boring. He's the best player in the league, and he's boring. Halliburton is electric, but Brunson's electric.
I think that is the point. If you're talking to Joe Public, not somebody that is a deep fan of the NBA, you barely know any of the players on either team.
But don't with the new salary cap thing, don't you want it to go the other direction where it becomes like the NFL, where you want your general fan to eventually love?
Yeah, you do.
And be okay. So you got to go through this.
Eventually, for sure. Yeah,
you got to go through this.
I'm not saying that it's not.
I want Wolves Knicks. I'm with you.
It's not a good strategy for these teams. I'm just saying for viewership, I'm going to guess that the advertisers probably don't want the small market teams of Oklahoma and Indianapolis in the finals.
Oh God, I didn't know you were such a sellout. The advertisers.
He definitely is.
I'm worried about the people making the commercials.
Yeah, but that's the pop.
It does matter.
That grows the popularity of the game.
Yeah, they have such small rights deals. I don't know how the league will survive.
You came in salty. I love it. Bring it.
Here's the thing. I'm so upset about the game on Tuesday night still. Yes, I can't even be. I have all my opinions are going to be aggressive. So I'm going to slide my chair a few feet back to keep myself away from the mic. And I've also blocked myself from texting Corey during basketball games. So
it's kind of fun though.
Yeah, but then
it's not. It's just me. It's the same thing I do with Ben during Viking games. It's just me sending anger into a void. And then every 48 minutes I get a thumbs up back. It's like I know you're alive, when a parent sends a kid to a party and you're like, just text me when you're home.
Yeah. No, sometimes it's I don't want your thought to end, right? So it's
you don't want to ruin the flow.
Yeah, it's I'm assuming there's 2 or 3 more coming, so I'm just I'm just gonna let this simmer and see if he goes deeper into it.
But, and you know how that ends, the way it did the other night with me making a joke at the end of 15 straight texts that you're like, oh, this would get you banned from everything you've ever wanted to do.
Pretty much. No, it's a wild ride. It's fun. I expect the same tonight.
No, I'm changing.
Positivity.
I don't believe.
No,
you.
not the positivity. I'm trying to not text you. Hey,
there's no way. There's no way you're going to stop yourself. Something's going to happen in the third quarter, and you're just going to fire off a text.
Is it going to be the same thing that's happened in the third quarter all season long?
Oh, here we go.
Okay, I'm excited.
You're right, though. Game 2 of those Western Conference Finals is tonight at 7:30. The Thunder lead the series 1-0. They are 7.5-point favorites tonight. They are minus 325 on the money line, and they are heavy favorites to win the series.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so not that we have to turn this into a full-on debate about this. I really truly don't know. I was at the Post Malone concert on Tuesday night, so I didn't see.
How was that? Pretty good.
It was good. Yeah, it was good.
He brought his whole family to see a man with tattoos on his face.
Yeah, 2 guys with tattoos on their face because Jelly Roll opened up.
Good, not great though.
Jelly Roll was there, brother.
Jelly Roll.
Well, dang.
Praise God, Jelly Roll.
You didn't tell me, and a Morgan Wallen be with you, brother.
Everybody seems to like Jelly Roll right now.
I don't.
I don't either.
I love a guy who's not really sober and is making an entire pile of money off of the sobriety culture. I'm a big Jelly Roll guy.
We'll take 2 steps back from that.
Which one are you talking about?
On Jelly Roll.
Which one are you talking about?
I'm speaking of the roll filled with jelly.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll. Is that his big thing? I honestly don't know that much about him. His big thing is sobriety or what?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Yeah, he talks.
Talks a lot about it.
Yeah, I think there are people who identify with him, and I'm not. I think okay.
Yeah.
Okay though.
I don't love Jelly Rolls, so we got there and we were just like getting situated.
You're more of a cream-filled guy.
Yeah,
like a good bear claw.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Oh, give me a Long John any
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Super.
But no, Post was
a
great.
raised cake donut.
Those are the best ones. Cake.
No, the sour cream donuts are the
Apple
best.
fritter are the best.
Sour cream donuts? What the hell is that?
That sounds outstanding.
That sounds terrible.
I'll bring some in next time.
Please don't.
You got to do that.
Please don't.
Yeah,
you don't want a free donut.
But my question is, everything seemed like it was going great in the first half of the Wolves game.
Oh, no,
I mean, we were winning, right?
Yeah,
I was keeping score, like tabs on the score, and I was like looking at the little apps and like whatever. I'm like, it seems like we're hanging in there with these guys, and all of a sudden, the second half, we just imploded, or did they take off?
So the first half, though, on Tuesday was a lot like the entire closing game against the Lakers, where it's we won, but we should have won by 30. The first half leading by 4, you're like, cool, you're up 4 against OKC in game 1. Felt like we should have been up 15. So like our carelessness, our bad offense, we played excellent half-court defense, completely frustrated and shut down Shea in the first half. But it just always felt like we should have been pulling away when we weren't. So I think a lot of fans were frustrated that we only had a 4-point lead at halftime. And that bit us pretty early in the third.
Well, we were up 8 with what felt like 4 seconds to play. The thing that's going to be tough about this series, you and I were talking about this, not on this show. Philosophically, like regardless of your opinion of anyone, but philosophically, it appears that the coaching staff of the Timberwolves mentality is to develop and prepare their players as best as they can, and then rely on them to execute. And in the NBA, that is a spectrum of, are you Flip Saunders, who calls a play out of a giant book every time you walk down the court, or are you Phil Jackson, who sits on the bench during the worst run of all time? I personally believe that the further you swing towards how many Hall of Famers are on your team, like Steve Kerr does it, has done it a lot. When you have Hall of Famers and a deep bench and a system for a long time, we tend to do that. We tend to trust our guys. We tend to let them execute and tend to let them grow, I guess. OKC is a very difficult team to do that against. They're the best defense that we've maybe seen in the last 20 years, for sure. They play a frenetic style of defense, which means they go on runs constantly. So if your timeout strategy, your substitution patterns, and your willingness to slow the game down and call actions, like there's a point in the second half where, and they've run this all year, it's so excellent. When you flash Julius Randle to the high right elbow, catches the ball, and he rips through. And you saw this when they were first starting on their run. It was crowded, and you're like, what are they doing? But he stuck with it, fought through kind of a half double, ripped through, one dribble to the left, and he found Nas for a wide open 3 in the corner. And Nas was as broke as anyone's ever been all game. Like, those are the moments that have to be executed, to Corey's point, because you have to hit a shot to get them back into half court defense. And I thought in that game, as much as I'm not a Rudy guy, and I think he can play 35 minutes during the regular season and he should play 20 in the playoffs, Shea couldn't get to the hole when he was in the game. And this was the one game that we tried. So a couple of the substitution patterns and then maybe an unwillingness to call actions from the guy who doesn't know anything about professional basketball and doesn't have transparency to what's going on. That's what it feels like. So you got to think, tonight's the game. You've got tape of where Shea has struggled. You know what you have to do to beat this team, but you are going to philosophically either have to, there's two things. Either you come out and Devo, Conley, Nas, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker are hitting shots, or you are going to have to do some things a little differently than you've traditionally done them because this is a 68-win team that's one of the best defensive teams we've ever seen.
Sauce, he stole all of your takes.
I was reading it off my phone.
Are we living in the same universe?
Yeah, thank you. You were reading it as I went.
You were saying the thing about the high elbow and the actions.
And it was weird how he also stole your takes and Hawk's takes.
Yeah, Hawk has been saying Hawk shave forever.
Now, I call Hawk before I come in to talk basketball.
Yeah, he sends me nudes.
Yeah, I just send him a text throughout the day that just says "talk hoop?" And he calls me immediately.
Yep, that's exactly right.
In a sense, and I have no basketball mind other than just what my eyes are trying to tell me. I think what I'm picking up from you, Cy, is that we play too much park ball.
I think it is tough.
It's too much reliant on just the players feeling the game out there.
The tough thing is when it works, it works. The interesting thing about the Timberwolves are when they are hitting shots and it is flowing.
Yep.
They're the best. They are arguably the best team in the NBA.
You are correct.
And when they are not, they are really not. And it has been that way since the Memphis playoff series.
So the hard thing as a fan, though, is that you're basically telling me we're
breakfast at Tiffany's?
We're good.
Great song.
It's like we're good when we get streaky and our shots are going down, but then when our shots aren't going down, it's almost like there's no other answer other than just to keep shooting. Like, is that really the only strategy? And it's like we get done with some of these games and like, well, we just couldn't hit the shots. We just didn't play our A game. Like, well, maybe we're just not as good as we think we are.
What's frustrating, though, is we are statistically really good at threes.
It's just fifth best team in the league.
In the postseason, there's been a whole bunch of games where we look like we just cannot shoot at all, and
I disagree when we miss 10 threes in a row that we keep shooting threes.
But you're a pro athlete. If you go and I was as frustrated as anybody, but if you go to DiVincenzo and you go to Nas and you go, hey, man, you don't have it tonight. You don't understand the psychology of a role player in the NBA.
I don't say that you don't have it tonight. I just think
you can't tell him to stop shooting.
You have other guys that know how to drive the lane and and just get a two.
You don't. You have two guys who can put the ball on the floor and create on this team. You want to believe you have more, but you have two guys who can put the ball on the floor and create, and you have Nas who can do it off a swing. By the way, that's more than most NBA teams have. Like, to have a guy on your team who can genuinely put the ball on the floor and create for others and then run into whoever's guarding Rudy.
Vikings news when we come back. It's really NFL news, Ben. We have 3 or 4 things to talk about. The push, the hard knock stuff, whatever. There's a handful of things we can run it by you after this. Cy Amundson is here. Ben Lieber is here. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
So you want to start a business? You might think you need a team of people and fancy tech skills, but listen to me when I say you don't. You just need GoDaddy Aero. I'm Walton Goggins, an actor, and I like the sound of starting my own business, Walton Goggins Goggle Glasses. But I couldn't do this on my own. GoDaddy Aero uses AI to create everything you need to grow a business. It'll make you a unique logo. It'll create a custom website. It'll write social posts for you and even set you up with a social media calendar. How cool is that? Well, listen to this. For a limited time, you can get Aero All Access for just $1 a week for 12 weeks. We're talking all the AI power of GoDaddy Aero plus a domain, e-commerce store, payments, professional email, a unified inbox, all for less money than I spend on deep tanning lotion while sunbathing off the Amalfi Coast. You know what that sounds like? A plan. Get started at GoDaddy.com. Terms apply.
Your child has so much potential, but your local schools may not be right for them. Check out K-12. K-12-powered schools are accredited tuition-free online public schools for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. This is not your typical homeschooling. With state-certified teachers specially trained to teach online, your child will learn at their speed, at home, with innovative, engaging technology. Join the more than 3 million families who have chosen K-12. Go to k12.com/podcast today to learn more. That's k12.com/podcast.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
Redco, your truck accessories pro.
All right, Benjamin, let's talk football for a second, shall we?
Sure.
The NFL owners' meetings are taking place right at TCO.
Mm-hmm.
And we also lost an NFL owner yesterday. Colts owner Jim Irsay died at the age of 65. A couple of Super Bowl appearances, won one of them after the 2006 season. Not exactly sure what happened yet, but, we were talking about this earlier. He told HBO, I think last year, that he had been to rehab at least 15 times.
Yeah.
There was that story from a year or two ago where he was found unresponsive and then got it figured out. He recently, I think semi-recently, said he was never going to sell the team, that eventually he would just pass it on to his kids. He is survived by 3 daughters, 10 grandkids. He's got that Irsay collection. I know we've talked about his guitars in the past, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Including he has like Kurt Cobain's guitar from the Smells Like Teen Spirit video.
Yeah.
He has a bunch of sports memorabilia. He has stuff like the saddle used by Secretariat in the 1973 Triple Crown.
No kidding.
Oh.
And ESPN.com yesterday said at one point, the Irsay collection, which is not we don't know the exact worth of the entire Irsay collection, but somebody from overseas offered him $1 billion for all of it, and he said no.
Whoa!
Don't know if that's what it's worth, or if somebody was just like, I'm gonna, BD you here and just basically, I want all of it, and he's like, nah, I'm good.
I would sell my soul for $1 billion.
Same.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dude, the
Just
guitars
kidding, devil.
alone. So he's got like when you walk into the stadium in Indianapolis, there's like a museum of a lot of the guitars and a lot of his stuff. It's pretty
Is
wild.
there like a unicorn hide in there too? Like what else has he got in there?
Dude, if
Holy
you already have
smokes.
$1 billion, you don't need $1 billion. You want Kurt Cobain's guitar.
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, and you want
Well
saddles
said.
and
Pretty
stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other stuff they discussed at the owners' meeting, the big one that everybody's talking about is the tush push. 22 teams voted to ban it, but it needed 24 votes. For at least one more year, Ben, the tush push will be allowed in the 2025 season. Your thoughts?
So it sounds like it's probably not going to be making it for much longer, but I'm glad it's sticking around. I know it's a pretty contentious and it's a very polarizing topic around the league. And my thought on it is the only reason it's here on the table to be voted on is because there's one team that can do it really well. Now, they can say it's, they always, when they want to do these rule changes, there's so much of this, they hide behind player safety and like, well, this is unsafe and blah, blah, blah. Well, there's no evidence to say that it's an unsafe play. Does it seem unfair that the quarterback at times gets pushed in the back? Yeah, that seems unfair. I hate that as a defensive player. I hate that when the running back gets stopped on the 5-yard line and the offensive linemen come up running behind in the big scrum and they just push them forward. And I hate that too. I think that should be illegal. But it's not. So I think everybody is just, they're all a little sensitive to the fact that there's one team that can execute this play better than anybody else. And if you go back 5 years ago, nobody cared about this play. Nobody cared about quarterback sneaks and then any sort of like extra pushing that was going on. It just seems like there are some within the league that want to get rid of this play because they can't stop it and they feel like it's unfair and they're hiding behind all of these other reasons. But the way that the voting's going right now, it'll probably be voted out next year. So we'll probably get one more year of the tush push.
The other rule that has changed, this is on from ProFootballTalk.com by Miles Simons, and I read. There will be more flexibility for onside kicks in 2025, according to multiple reports. Owners passed a rule change allowing teams to declare an onside kick attempt at any point during a game if that club is trailing. With the kickoff rule implemented in 2024, teams were only able to declare an onside kick attempt when trailing in the fourth quarter. So now you can do it the entire game, but you have to be trailing. But you still have to declare it, right?
It's so silly.
No more surprise onside
so
kicks.
dumb.
Was this a player safety thing originally? Why did
they
we
changed
change
the whole
it?
kickoff rule? Yes, the whole format of it. And then when they changed the format of it and moved everything the way that it is now, well, then obviously the question was, well, then how do we do an onside kick? And I think their answer was, well, then you have to declare it.
So help me with this there, Ben, too. Additionally, the alignment for an onside kick will also change. The kick will go from the 34-yard line, and the players will line up at the 35. Give me the logic of what does that 1 yard extra do? Any idea?
I mean, it just it allows the players to have a 1 yard head start.
I guess that's what it looks like.
I don't know. I mean, I think the whole thing, the declaration of this play is just silliness to me. It's like saying, "Hey, we're going to run a flea flicker right now, so just be prepared."
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do you have to? They're strategically having plays up your sleeve that can catch the team off guard. That's part of the gameplay. But in this sense, because they changed the whole format of the kickoff return, that I guess I don't know the right way to do it, but I think it's silly that you have to tell the other team that, hey, we're gonna surprise you.
Yeah, they claim that these changes will allow for higher success rates. In 2024, onside kicks were successful what % of the time?
100.
Wow. You said prior to?
No. This last year.
Oh, this last year?
What was the success rate last year?
5%.
8%.
3.
2.
Yeah, you guys all danced around it. 6%.
Yeah.
You guys are good dancers.
Thank you.
Not necessarily.
Are we humans?
I don't think so.
Or are we dancers?
You know what I can't get behind?
Doc Holliday?
Yeah.
Oh, I can get behind him.
24-hour news channels.
Your couch.
Coconut flavored ice cream.
I want you guys to keep going. This whole idea.
Oh, I don't like this.
Yeah, I know. Here it comes. I'm scared.
I know. You brought it up. Are we human? This whole idea that we live in a simulation.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
You're the exact sort of guy who would fall for something like that.
I think
yes, you are.
It's preposterous.
No, it's not at all.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
That's the whole point of the simulation theory is that you would never know you're in a simulation.
I for sure thought you would think it's dumb and he would fall for it, and the conversation would be happening the other way.
It's so stupid. Like
Why?
you can't because it just is like.
That's a great argument.
It is. But whenever you hear somebody explain it, like Corey was just going to try to explain it, it doesn't make any sense. It's like logically, it doesn't make any sense. It's like you can basically just write a fantasy book and be like, well, it's because you haven't opened up your mind yet. That's why you don't believe it. I'm like, well, then I could just make up anything.
What about the multiverse? What about, here's I have an actual thought on this. And I'm not going to call you dumb because I actually think you're very smart. But do we think
it's always good to say that and then go, but
yes, it's a capital B-U-T.
But listen to me here, rock brain. No. Do you think that there's a universe where, intellect is a spectrum? I think we, especially with politics and news and all this stuff, we're really focused on who's stupid and who's not and why.
Paul, pay attention.
But just like some people are more athletic, some people can jump higher, some people can problem solve better. That's obviously IQ and intellect are on that thing. And I think the people who have hypothesized the simulation theory understand it at a level to why it's the same thing with the multiverse and quantum physics and some of these things where I think, thank you, Chris. I think there's a way that it makes sense, but I think it is because I feel the same way. I go, okay, so it's the Matrix. Like, I think it's hard to conceptualize as opposed to, because I would say, where are you on the whole, a guy lived inside a whale?
I don't know that whole thing.
It's in the Bible.
I'm not getting started on that.
I told you not to.
I'm not going.
You don't want to say your stance on the Bible on the most popular radio show in the city? Ben, are you pro or anti-Bible right now?
I'm pleading the fifth on that.
I'm just saying I think the same way where I think some of the things that are more roundly believed by the larger society, which are scoffed at by people at the higher points of science, I think it works both ways where it's like, oh, you're so in this realm that you can't even imagine a universe where something more simply explainable is true. And the same way, so there's this gap of understanding in some of these concepts.
I would believe, I can 100% put myself in the rock brain caveman that says that doesn't make any sense to me. But whenever I hear anybody try to explain the idea that this could be a simulation, you start going down the road of like, it's like you're just making stuff up because there's little points like, well, if you can draw a line from point A to point B, then what's to say you can't go from point B to Z? And then there's a mirror effect and there's actually another universe underneath of that. And there's another layer. And I'm like, okay, now you're just making stuff up because one thing correlated to another. That does not mean that everything down is going to go down this linear path to this. All of a sudden now we're to the 1,000th degree of where we started from. I just don't believe it. And then you have these people on these videos, which I get, they're mostly edited. They're like, this is proof we live in a simulation. See this glitch? And I'm like, that's not a glitch.
That's like getting mad at the guy who's on the corner with a sign.
I know, but the fact that the people are creating it just to like get a rise out of people, you get me hook, line, and sinker. Because I'm like, there are people that actually believe.
Are you the guy who's believing AI videos on Instagram?
No, sometimes. Well, now.
Did you see those babies talking about bunnies the other day?
No, but did you see now that we like the movies that they're actually they're making now? I saw this yesterday. Like some I don't know, companies actually making look like Hollywood looking movies using AI.
Yeah.
If that's what they're doing right now, my God, in a year from now, you won't be able to discern what is real and what's not real.
Hence,
did they really
what
film
does that sound like?
A simulation?
A simulation.
No, but like what we're living in, not videotaped, not on a screen,
sure.
like what we're doing right now. Mm-hmm. There are some people that believe that this is all fake and this is all a simulation, and I don't believe that.
Here's the thing. First of all, this has been an excerpt from Ben and I's podcast called "Oh My God, Turn This Off."
I was going to say, can we get back to the power trip at some point, or do we get to do this the rest of the show?
I just think you get to a point in science where you can't explain anything, and I think that's fun. You get where you go, oh, it's the Big Bang, which now they're disproving. But at some point, you get to a point where you're going, where'd that come from? And they go, oh, particles. Well, where'd those come from? Well, at some point, it's that always was, and I think that's fun.
It's this breakfast at Tiffany's.
All right, we'll get back on track.
All right, Fan 5 after this Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Okay, have you heard about this? Last year, Degree changed the formula for their Cool Rush deodorant. Their fans rebelled and wanted the old scent back. And Degree listened. That doesn't happen often.
They admitted that they effed up and are bringing the original Cool Rush scent back. And it's exactly how you remember it. Cool, crisp, and fresh. There's a reason it's the #1 men's antiperspirant. And it's back in Walmart, Target, and other stores for under $4.
So try it and see what the fuss is about. Head to your local stores to try the OG Cool Rush for yourself.
Hey, Janice Torres here.
And I'm Austin Hankwitz.
We're the hosts of Mind the Business Small Business Success Stories, produced by Ruby Studio and Intuit QuickBooks. Catch up on seasons 1 and 2 and join us for a brand new season of the podcast as we talk to small business owners about how they manage and grow their businesses with the help of platforms like Intuit QuickBooks.
Listen to Mind the Business Small Business Success Stories on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You have a long list of things to deal with. Check dry eye symptoms off with Refresh Relieva PF Extra Lubricant Eye Drops, offering an advanced formula to soothe and hydrate your dry eyes. Refresh Relieva PF Extra includes moisture-locking technology that prevents further irritation and gives you lasting relief. You deserve relief from your dry eye symptoms, and your eyes deserve extra. Find Refresh online or in the eye drop section at all major retailers. FSA and HSA eligible.
Summer on the south side of Chicago is heating up.
You planning revenge?
The Chi is back May 16th on Paramount+. It's the season of the women.
Women, this is our chance. It's time to get to work.
But the men aren't giving up without a fight.
The street's always gonna have a villain.
No one is backing down in the Showtime original series from Emmy Award winner Lena Waithe.
Why do black women always have to save the day? If we don't do it, who else will?
The Shy, new season streaming May 16th on the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan.